What do you say to somebody who's been neglectful of their inbox for a number of years even, and maybe they have thousands and thousands of emails? Maybe they're checked, maybe they're not. They just feel like they're overwhelmed, like this sounds good, but I'm buried. I don't have time to go back through these emails and I can't necessarily just delete them. What if there's something important in there? What do they do?
Well, declare bankruptcy without declaring it. Just do it. Clear out that inbox. If you put in your archive, if you worry that you might need to find something later, but empty the inbox and say, okay, what am I? And look, some bad things will happen. Great, apologize for them and fix it. I mean, if someone comes back like, hey, whatever happened to this? You talked to me, apologize. Right? Just be willing to do some apologies. The pain of that is much less than the pain of having 2,000 emails that are just sitting there. But then here's the key point: you got to have a plan for how you're going to avoid falling into this communication debt again. Just like when you declare bankruptcy in your finances, don't go get a credit card as soon as they'll give you one, right? You have to say, oh, I guess I have to listen to Dave Ramsey or something and overhaul my finance. You got to overhaul your systems once you've declared this bankruptcy. And this is where I think you got to get really serious about processes. What are the processes in my life? Again, let the incoming emails help you make this list because you can let them drive. Well, what is this email? What process is this involved with? And sometimes it's not obvious, right? You get an email newsletter, for example, from a blog that you like. The underlying process there might be, I like to be exposed to interesting ideas from interesting people in this space. That's a completely valid process. And you might say, okay, how is email playing a role in that? Well, right now I subscribe to 40 different email newsletters and I kind of read them as they come in through the day, and it's a little bit overwhelming. And now in this example, you can say, is there a better way to get to this goal of being up to speed with interesting people, interesting ideas without all these emails cluttering my inbox? And you might figure out like, well, maybe I'll filter them all into a folder and have a ritual where on like Saturday morning, I load them all up into a reader and go to a coffee shop and spend an hour and read the ones that are best. That's the only footprint they have. Or maybe I'm going to switch to an RSS style reader like Instapaper, so it's not in my inbox, and I have a set time when I read them, and I'm going to curate it a little bit more. Things you don't even think about processes that are generating emails really are processes. And once you name them, you can optimize them. So when you declare that bankruptcy, and again, it's like my autoresponder rule, don't tell people, don't send an email saying you've declared bankruptcy. Again, just apologize to the people who need apologies. Don't apologize to the people who don't care, right? You don't need to do that. And after you've done that bankruptcy, this time commit to identify processes, optimize processes, or get rid of them. Like, I don't really need this thing in my life. I have all these emails about this. I should probably just not be doing this, right? So that's what I would recommend is overhaul.